Hey everybody, welcome back to the WWE save. I don't know why I just clapped like actual moron. Super Bowl's on. I don't give a shit. I am not a football fan. Unless it's Chicago, it's, the Bears. But even then, I'm not really into it. So, also will never forgive the travesty of the last Super Bowl. I think y'all know what I mean. I'm a huge SpongeBob meme mark, so, there we go. If the video looks odd or it comes out a little weird, I tried... The sound quality seems to be a little bit better because I did the live stream. A couple, people came out. I'm trying to think. I believe... If you were there, I know there was... I think 64 was there. And then I believe Bryce was the name. I'm actually small brain right now because I'm getting ready to go to school, and I took these basically like sleeping pills, so my head is like freaking the fuck out, and it's probably not the best time to record a video, but whatever. But anyway, the live stream was fucking fantastic. I'm going to edit a highlight video, but I'm also keeping the full stream there for the memes. So it's like 2.5 hours of just us fucking around on the Seaverse doing the absolute dumbest shit. I want to stream again in the future, but probably not this week. I will put a thing out to when I win. I'll probably just use YouTube because YouTube stream was so much easier to do. I would like to get it to where I can see your comments and stuff a little bit more than last time because it took a little bit long to have them there. And plus TEW is kind of like, you have to respond quick. But anyway, that's enough rambling. Let's just jump right in Monday Night Raw. And we kind of just have a Raw recap of, John Morrison, going to face The Miz at Armageddon in a couple weeks' time. We also highlight CM Punk's kind of meme on The Miz and all that shit, and The Miz seemingly taken aback by it. And we have, to open the show, we have a tag match. Or not tag match, I'm sorry. We have a singles match between Shelley, representing his team, the former WWE Tag Team Champions, the Motor City Machines, and the new Tag Champions, Ted DiBiase Jr. of the Perfect Fortunes, our new Tag Champions. And Ted DiBiase Jr. in a 2-star 92A match. Fucking fantastic considering who's in it. Ted DiBiase, he hits the Dream Street and picks up the win and continues the renewed fortunes of the Perfect Fortunes. You see what I did there? And then we have another decent match in which we see Alex Riley taking on the NXT champion and US champion Austin Aries. He's the double champion and is defending both of his titles in a kind of open challenge thing. I think I forgot to have that as a thing. It's supposed to be like an angle. And in 16, Austin Aries does pick up the win against the veteran Alex Riley following interference from Wade Barrett, who was pissed off that Alex Riley is, existing as we all are. 84A, pretty good stuff. And basically Alex Riley and his British group, for England's finest, I don't know why I forgot their names for a second, they all run down and they beat the absolute piss take out of Alex Riley. Pisses on the floor, and they just beat the shit out of him because who doesn't like seeing Alex Riley get the shit beat out of him? So the new Alex Riley getting ganged up by Wade Barrett and his Mongols, who can stop the England's finest faction, aka like one of the worst factions. Well, not the worst, they're just kind of really boring as fuck, is how I've booked them. And next we see a segment of which basically is just Jericho talking to ingame. He's talking to Kevin Steen, talking to Sami Zayn, and Michael Cole's like, I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that Chris Jericho has to find, partners to take on the Shield. And Jerry Lawler correctly says, Michael Cole, you're fucking dipshit. Of course it does. So maybe Jericho's thinking about getting Kevin Steen and Sami Zayn to challenge the Shield's hegemony over the 6-man scene on Raw. And next we have, I kind of wish this match did better, but during the thing we have Daniel Bryan taking on Seth Rollins. Great reaction and a decent reaction, great wrestling decent reaction from the crowd. The Seth Rollins, the soon-to-be bitching on Twitter, is taken back in 1837 by submission with the label lock. The basic, it's just basic a wrestling match between two Ring of Honor guys that you would see on modern WWE. Kind of shit that I like to see, Just 18 minutes of just good wrestling, because, I think I've stated this before. That's how I would like my Raws to go. It's like, you can have your sports entertainment shit. I love sports entertainment shit. But A, it has to be good, and B, if you're gonna want me to watch Raw, if you're gonna want to try and build the importance of it over like these pay-per-view shows like they used to do back in like, the network era that we're coming on to, you better make the matches fucking good and, like last long and not fucking stupid. So, Randy Orton does attempt to distract Randy. The presence of the Viper makes itself known. He doesn't fully attack Daniel Bryan. But again, Daniel Bryan, kind of like as we've seen him grow out of, he's doing the yes chants, he's doing the yes kicks, the yes, the yes, all the yes lock. I should probably rename the little bell lock if I wasn't fucking lazy. I did change up his moveset finally to get rid of, like, the kind of healer stuff that he used to do in Ring of Honor. But, regardless, Daniel Bryan basically doesn't give a shit. He's a wrestler. He doesn't give a shit about the sports entertainment crap Randy's trying to do. And he absolutely beats the fuck out of Seth Rollins. And then we have a kind of segment in which Randy Orton shows up. And, he's staring off at Daniel Bryan. And CM Punk comes out and he's like, holy shit. Wow, look at these two nerds right here. Because first off, Daniel, I started, one of my WWE title reign fighting you. We had that great match at SummerSlam, almost a near 100 that main evented it. And you've come a long way. You finally realized that being an asshole isn't exactly how you get ahead in this company. Although, unless you're like Randy and you decide to suck off Triple H, then I guess that's how you do it. And Randy, wow, you are in a suit and you look like an absolute fucking dipshit. I cannot obviously believe that this is what it's come to. I know I talked a lot of shit about Triple H and a lot of shit about The Miz, but if there's one guy in this faction that absolutely does not belong, it's definitely you. Like, what is your honest-to-God goal? Like, are you going to get a title shot at some point? Are you going to challenge The Miz? I'm really confused here. And Randy Orton's like, you shut your mouth, punk. And he's like, this is my gimmick. I talk. I don't know why you expect anything different. Just wanted to come out here tell you you're an absolute fucking nerd. Daniel, you've left nerdom, but you're still definitely, I'm the best in the world. This whole I like wrestling shit, I did that way before you, so you both can suck my ass. I'm out of here. And CM Punk just kind of walks off, dropping multiple pipe bombs. But they're not even pipe bombs, they're kind of like miniature pipe bombs without much intensity, just kind of not giving a shit. And he walks away. And then we see the Dynasty beginning their takeover. A lot of corporate stuff's going on. Triple H is, he's the CEO of the WWE. He's making sure, camera angles are right. He's kind of like doing NXT production shit, but on a larger scale, and involves stuff with the company. Fire him, hire him, fire her, because Triple H hates women. And then The Miz comes into frame, and he's like, hey, Miz, he's like, hey, Trips, I noticed I didn't have a match tonight. What is the deal with that? Is it how I looked at you? I'm sorry about that. Punk got in my head. And Triple H is like, oh no, we can't have you. We can't afford to have you injured before Armageddon. He's like, well, I understand that, but what's the worst that can happen? Like a little elbow sprain or something? And Triple H is like, first off, kid, you should know better that injuries can happen. You got injured for almost a quarter year there at the end of SummerSlam. Secondly, and more importantly, you can't be anywhere fatigued with this match for John Morrison. This is a ladder match. It's not your forte. You're not really good at those. And Miz is like, excuse me? What'd you just say? He's like, yeah, no, you're not great at ladder matches. And he's like, Triple H, I won Money in the Bank, right? And Triple H is like, look, I was in a Money in the Bank match at SummerSlam, or Money in the Bank last year. The last Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I know how ladder match works. If I can be in the fucking thing, anyone can win it. Like, you won the match, but there's 8 other guys flipping about with ladders and shit. This is a one-on-one affair with the guy who's called the Prince of Parkour. You're not up to that task, dude. We gotta make sure you're fully lit. We can't have any kind of mistakes going on until we get full control, until we get everything. With Shane McMahon coming around here, lawyers are coming at me. I'm trying to cover up all my checks. That's what he needs to lose the championship. We lose the championship, basically this whole thing's over. And the Miz is genuinely taken aback, almost like miniature insulted, but we're not doing like, cracks and surfs. The Miz is like, okay, you know what, I understand. I can understand fine. But can I get a match tonight? And he's like, no, you can't. John Morrison, Bourne, main event is going to be them versus Big Show and Kane. Let them do the heavy lifting. Trust me. You don't have to prove yourself all the time. It's what it is, Miz. It's what it is. And the Miz still taken a little back, but, he's fine, Maybe he doesn't really need to have a match every night, Maybe he's just letting Punk's words get inside his head and everything. So, there we go. Kind of the opposite of Daniel Bryan once you think about it. Makes you think. And then we have Trish Stratus, and she officially makes Astrid Dunlund to defend her title against Katie Lee a thing because fuck it. AJ Lee is still poisoned under the weird voodoo doo-doo magic that apparently Astrid and the Coven can do. It's never really been explained. Fuck it, who cares? Speaking of AJ Lee, she is not sick enough to have a match. It does go 13 minutes, which I thought I said to less for that. But, the main story is AJ Lee is, she's fatigued, she's exhausted, she's, been bedridden, she's not able to get her rematch just yet, but she is facing Maxine, and, anyone in the crowd, and anyone watching at home, I think you have to be an actual moron to think that Maxine is going to win this match, who taps out to the Black Widow in about 14 minutes. And then we have John Morrison talking about The Miz, and he says, the last few weeks have really ate shit. They really have. I won King of the Ring, yes, and that is one of the greatest moments in my career so far. Finally earning the shot at something that I have waited the longest of time for. And to be against the guy who's fucked me at every single turn of my career, The Miz, basically, a friend who I used to call, but then I realized was just a giant douchebag who's ascended apparently to godhood douchebagness. It is great, but, we lost Monday Night Raw to the Dynasty. The only real thing they've done so far that's quote-unquote bad is fire Kofi. I understand that people pointed that out, but it's not about if they're being bad or not. It's the fact that I set my mind to something and I wasn't able to get it. That hurts. That hurts. That's been my whole career. I've set my goal to win championships, and I've failed. I've won the Intercontinental Championship, but that only gets you so far. Hell, that fucking retarded dude Ryback held it, and he fucking exploded. I don't want to explode. I want to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and Miz has that. I've wanted to beat The Miz last year at WrestleMania. I wasn't able to get that. So many wrongs can be righted at Armageddon, and all I have to do is climb that ladder in that TLC match. I forgot it's a TLC match, by the way, so I was mistaken. That's all I need to do to fix everything that's been wrong with my career. And if you honestly think I'm not going to take it to The Miz, you have another thing coming. See you at Armageddon, bitch. And then we have a very, kind of just a match of showcasing, we're showcasing Shelton Benjamin, a really good wrestler, but also seeing Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt has kind of had a low momentum, so he takes his anger out on Shelton, and these two have fought before. They had a great match for the United States Championship a couple months ago, if you remember that from all the way back then. They absolutely beat the shit out of each other. Really good match, all things considered, with no storyline and anything. But Bray hits the sister Abigail to pick up the win against Shelton in 1725. And then, we feature the hype up of our main event. The Big Show and Kane, Sports Entertainment Security, taking on John Morrison and Evan Bourne. Two guys who, fuck around with shit. And this, it's an even match, but it's mostly John Morrison. But another kind of miniature story that is being told this whole match is mostly through Evan Bourne. Evan Bourne just kind of not being able to get it right. He's something's off with Evan Bourne. Something emotionally and in the ring, at least in WWE apparently, that can affect you. And that does lead to Sports Entertainment Security picking up a tainted win. I don't know how the Big Show would have it. I'm pretty sure the Big Show probably punches Evan Bourne straight in the dick or something. And he does pick up the win. 84 by the Big Show, which is really fucking impressive. Kane obviously sucks ass. But in a good main event, the Big Show and Kane, they beat Evan Bourne. They do not beat John Morrison. John Morrison on the outside as this match takes place. I should have said that too instead of just rambling on. But after the show, John Morrison's like, okay, you know what? And he grabs a fucking ladder and he absolutely knocks the shit out of the Big Show. He knocks the shit out of Kane. He takes him for a ride. And The Miz comes down to watch the chaos unfold. And he sees John Morrison. John Morrison just puts the ladder up and he I assume he like parkours. He finds a way to like jump. Maybe he like springboards off the ropes, just lands right on like half of the ladder, climbs up the rest of it in the nick of time, and is just like, "Can you do that?" I don't think so. And the Miz is like, "Maybe Triple H is right. Maybe I do have to rethink my strategy for this." Or he doesn't say that, but you could just tell him the look on his face that he's like, maybe I should reconsider all this. And that's how we end Raw. 92A. Pretty good show, pretty good storylines. I really wish I would not say the same shit all the fucking time, but what can you do? Hopefully this episode looks good. I mentioned the live stream stuff before just because it kind of wonkied my initial takes of the, kind of how do I record with OBS before. If this does work out, I will be able to have more windows open and you will be able to see them. So that's always good, and that was my main concern. Expect more live streams, expect more recordings. Just saw all of my shit just pop up there probably. And I will see you guys for the next episode.